Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I just recorded the anime video. Now we're getting to hopefully this should be the main video. Hopefully I do. Oh my god. Of course we start with a phone call and it's spam. And it's spam. They can go to voicemail land. So we went from anime land and we're going back to this. Hopefully I won't get derailed as heavily. I really did not expect. Honestly, that anime segment I did not expect to be a whole ass video, but let's let's get going. Let's get fucking going. Oh my god.
And when you say, well, why didn't they do that? Well, probably two reasons. Number one, because they already had another one in Like a Dragon Ishin.
He's talking about Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I'm not gonna rewind it because I don't care enough.
It's just a re-release of an older game, modernized, right? And you could say, well, they probably wanted to polish Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth a little more or whatever, which is fine.
No, literally, it was just to get people like hyped for Infinite Wealth. The developer said, and I'm not gonna necessarily say I agree with Phil, but I do think it was a little ridiculous to have to announce 3 Yakuza games for 1 year. It's like, really, man, I don't want this to be the norm where it's like 3 games, because I feel like that was a problem for a while, and then that led to a decline, and then we're back to getting Yakuza games again, and now we're just getting too much again. I feel like we're gonna get to the point where we may go back to struggling with getting more games, I guess. I don't know. I just think they're going a little too ham for this, because they said with Gaiden, they like the idea of having a game that will introduce new players into the franchise, and then it'll get them also caught up to get to the next game. And it's like, I get that, but I mean, maybe just do 2 games or space them out a little bit more.
Gotta admit, having a Like a Dragon game come out in December, and then having literally the next game with the narrative continuing come out in late January, that's a lot of the same overload. And even though the play style isn't the same, Gaiden was more action-based, right? And Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth is now turn-based. It's still the same universe. It's still the same art style. It's the continuing plot, right? The plot's going to roll right into it. So I get it for those who are like, man, it feels like you just played this and you're playing it again. I agree with you, all right? I'm also going to say this. After now playing 5 to 5.5 hours of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I feel like they botched the intro, all right? And that's something hard for me to say because I love these games.
Oh,
I do feel
man.
like they completely dropped the ball with the intro of this game. It's literally 5 hours of cutscenes.
This dude is playing Yakuza, and these games are known for stories. Whatever.
And one small dungeon that lasts 20 minutes, and a few random fights. So out of the first 5.5 hours I've played, I think I've actually used my controller for 30 minutes. And the other 5 hours, I'm just sitting here watching a movie. Now, the movie's good. Again, especially
man,
if you are someone who has invested into this universe and this plot line, you want this kind of story, all right? But the problem is, it's a new release. And when you have a new release like this, what you really need to do, okay, is you need to jump right into the reason why.
Oh my god, dude!
And fun. And then if you want to do this kind of major story and drama and soap opera style stuff, as they always do in this series, then you get into it. So I've suggested this, and I really feel like this is what they should have done. All right, so let's bear with me. Let's see if you agree.
Listen up. I don't agree with him, by the way. This is a dumb story, and also, by the way, this is something Last of Us 2 did, and he hated it. He hated Last of Us 2 for doing this.
If you booted up Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, the first scene of the game is Ichiban on the beach with no clothes, just like we saw in the advertisement trailer for it last year. And he has to run, and he grabs clothes, and he's running through Hawaii, and he's trying to, figure out what's going on, and he runs into a bunch of hoodlums. He's fighting them in the streets. That's the intro to the combat of the game. Then he runs into a ragtag group, and maybe it's some old people from the first game, and it's
But
some.
why would the old people be in Hawaii? Like, this is so stupid. And then it's like, oh, then we're gonna go back. Like, that would be such a lame story. Like, you would get, like, I don't know. I feel the appeal of doing that kind of intro is played out, and it would just be kind of like forgettable. Like, it would be kind of passe.
People. So imagine if the first 3-4 hours of this game is literally welcome to Hawaii. Here's the new gameplay engine. Here's a new location and all the new elements and everything you're gonna see. New food, new mini games, new currency, new side missions, all of that. Imagine being immersed in that right from the get-go. And 5 hours into the game, after you're immersed in this new world, finally the game says, well, wait a minute. How did we get here?
But that'd be so lame. Because you get, like, just the way he described it. Because then it would just become like you get invested with what's in Hawaii. Then you go back, and then it's like, oh, okay, so like none of the stuff in Japan will matter because that's part of the allure. Like when you first start Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, they're like, oh, I'm in Jicho again. Okay, sweet. Then it's like, okay, like I don't know how I feel about it because on one hand, it's like he's gonna go to Hawaii because it was heavily marketed as Hawaii, so you're already kind of thinking like, okay, yeah, when's he gonna go to Hawaii? But you also just want to get reestablished to the characters and all this stuff. So it's like, it's fine. I think just dropping you in, it would be fine. But again, as I said, my issue is that it's not necessarily bad innately. It would just be passe. It would just be kind of like, okay. Yeah, we're gonna find out. Like, it will just become like you start at the beginning. It's like, oh wow, what's going on? Okay, yeah, we're gonna find out soon because it's gonna flash back, and then it's like, and then it would just be like, if the reason's not good, why would I care? You know what I mean? I liked it more, like starting from where it ended. You know, like, oh, he's being a successful guy because again, the you write a high at the beginning with Ichiban like, oh, I'm gonna help the Yakuza get jobs. Oh yeah, he's doing it. Oh, he's gonna hit up Psycho. He's gonna date her. Oh man, this is gonna rock. Oh, oh, she wants to be friends. So, okay, I mean, okay, but she's not returning his text messages. Oh, okay. Uh, oh, shit, he lost his job. Oh, fuck. Oh, he's being slandered. Oh, God. And it just keeps going down, low. And he's like, I gotta figure out what's going on. Okay, now I gotta go to Hawaii. And then and I think it's way better this way because now it's putting stuff in better context in the sense that like I kind of feel it's one of those things where you just have a really bad week or a bad day, and sometimes you just need to take a break. And like Ichiban's technically on vacation, go to Hawaii. Sure, he's there for like business reasons, but it's like he gets to recharge, and then he gets to once he goes back to Ijincho, maybe he's gonna like feel something, or he's gonna get really attached to Hawaii and he doesn't want to leave, and then he's gonna realize, no, Ijincho, for better or worse, that's my home. I can't leave my home, or whatever. Like that possibility is like infinite. I like it more the way it panned out because you already have a stronger connection with the plight that Ichiban's going through, way more than if it was just he's in Hawaii. Why is he in Hawaii? Kind of shit. Like I don't want to. I see. I liked Like a Dragon a lot, and it says that I related a lot with Ichiban, where he was just a goofball loser kind of guy that doesn't have his life together, and then like he kind of beats his way through. He's very anime style, and this is more of that. It's like, oh man, and I have a feeling the theme of this game is him learning not to be so naively trusting of everyone. He's gonna find out that everyone that he trusted but has betrayed him one way or another, to the point he's gonna have enough and he's gonna snap. He's gonna go crazy. He's gonna be like, fuck this shit. He's gonna fucking beat someone up and then he's gonna like calm down. It's gonna be that kind of shit.
Like, this is crazy. It's zany. It's fun. It's different. It's cool. It's a great sequel. But why are we here? What happened? And then the game says, all right, let's go back in time and let's see what happened after the events of Yakuza Like a Dragon.
But this is kind of lame though, because it kind of like bolsters, dude, it's anime, it's weird, it's very Japanese.
Explain how Ichiban was working for Hello Work, was helping the Yakuza to get jobs after their families dissolved, and all the stuff that we just saw in the 5-hour intro of the game, then it shows it, right?
Right?
Because then, right from the get-go, you've immediately immersed yourself in the good parts of this game that are going to be fun and addictive, right? What ended up happening was by doing 5
Yeah,
hours
but
of
if you go
story,
back to EG, we do the flashback, then like you're already capped gameplay wise there. Like they're gonna be removing stuff for that. Like, come on.
before you get to the meat of this game, you basically inundate the player. And it's, listen, okay,
Listen.
I get it. I want that story element, but I also want fun because this is a video game. I'm not watching a soap opera. I'm not watching a movie. I'm playing a video game. So give me the video game.
He's just mostly mad he couldn't speed to the island segment, which I've done in the game and I fucking hated it. I'll be honest. The stock market business thing in Yakuza 7 I liked a lot more than this. Because that at least felt like a fun little mini game, and it was just like, okay, whatever. This one, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna bother with it. I don't give a fuck about the rewards it gives you. It has combat in it, and the combat's awful. I don't know what happened. They've done real time, like they've made action games, and the combat when they do action stuff in this is bad. Why?
First, then
Why?
give me all the insane amounts of story elements, you see? And they didn't do that. I think that the pacing and the order is very screwed up. If they had used the literary device that's called in medias res,
In
this is
me
a
way.
literary device where you start a story in the middle,
Nice book report, Phil.
a bunch of stuff happens, and then you all stop and you say, "Whoa, so what happens? Let's go back and see." And then you go back to the past, and it shows you all the backstory of how you got there, and you play catch up. And then you will fast forward back to the present, and then the story continues again from there. I think that would have absolutely
Nah,
made sense. Like, that
fuck
would have
that.
been perfect for this game. But instead, I've now done 2 streams of the game. Barely played it, because there's nothing to really do that much in the game with the controller. It's just cutscenes, and we're not even in Hawaii yet. Alright? Now, to make matters even worse, as you guys know, I told you about the fact that my wife wants to do co-op gameplay with me, right? She
Right?
appeared on my stream twice over the month of January for Q&A sessions, and those were fun.
No,
But
those
you can
sucked.
only answer so many questions before you start to get a little bored, and that's what happened. Is that second Q&A session, by the end of it, the questions were getting repetitive. We were starting to lose interest in doing it because it was getting kind of boring. We're like, well, the next time Cat...
I just love these people have no fucking idea what to do. It's either Q&A or Infinite Wealth. Can't find anything else to stream with him.
on stream will be when we unlock this cool mode in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth that's called Dawn.
Where does it skip ahead a little bit?
Basically, their take on like Animal Crossing or any other game with a virtual community. They're calling it the Resort Island. You build businesses and you build buildings and you recruit people to live there or work there. You decorate it yourself. You build a commerce structure in this island, and it's a whole other thing to itself, right?
You know what? Okay, so this is why I wanted to like bring this up. This dude was Mr. Why would I do something virtual? I don't want to simulate waifus. I don't want to do simulations. But he wants to do a simulation of an island. Okay.
And the reviewers who've played it are actually saying it's super duper good. Like, they love it.
I don't
But
like
the
it.
thing is, someone like yesterday came to my stream and they're like, just so you know, because we know you wanted to do this, 22 hours. I said, huh? They said, I played the game for 22 hours and I just...
I got there in 13 hours. But again, I don't do a lot of side content. I kind of do it when I'm like stuck. If I'm like if I need a grind, I may do side missions here and there, but I don't really do them.
unlocked Dundoko Island. And I was like, what?
What?
You played over... Because the game's roughly around 100 hours long is what people are saying. You had to play over a fifth of the game to unlock this minigame? Like, what on earth? Again, pacing. Pacing seems to be a huge problem in video games today. How do these game directors not understand how to pace a game properly? Why not have the fun minigame open up within the first few hours of the game? Why do you have to wait over 20 hours of gameplay to get to it?
Oh,
So
man.
now,
Is this his
here's
first
the
time
thing.
playing Yakuza?
I was planning on having this fun co-op with my wife, and we even were planning. I didn't even show you guys.
Oh my god, he had to get up.
So
He
when
had to
we're
get
gonna
up.
do co-op gameplay, I just plug this into the Xbox controller. This will split headphones, so I'll still have my neck phones, and my wife can use her own headphones.
Now, let's think of the logistics of this, right? She's gonna wear headphones. And I'm assuming they're noise canceling because, they're gamers, right? Correct? And he's gonna wear neck phones. So only DSP can hear what Cat's saying, but DSP can't talk to Cat. Because Cat will be able to hear him, apparently, supposedly. Theoretically.
So we both have audio, right? And we could do this fun co-op of building our island community
But
together.
why would she need audio? Think about it. They're not doing a story portion. They're not playing Guilty Gear, so, I mean, there's no, it's not like they're gonna be listening to good music.
I think it's going to be fun. We're going to be making choices together, probably, going back and forth about, what we want to see on the island and how it's going to affect stuff. Because that's the thing. Like, ultimately, we don't know how will setting up this island affect stuff. Do you earn currency for the game? Do you unlock stuff in the game?
Oh my god.
Like, how does it work?
Obviously,
there's got to be a reason to do it. It's not just there to do it. It must have some kind of a payoff in the game. And if we're gonna do it together,
again,
that's really cool.
this is coming from the guy who didn't want to do the virtual dating shit in Judgment. But it could have that could have had a payoff.
But the problem now is, I want you to think about this. I played 3 hours on launch day. I played 2.5 hours last night. We're playing another 3 hours on Monday, and likely one more night stream by the end of the week. So by the end of this week, 4 separate streams I played of the game will be between 10 and 12 hours into it. 10 and 12 hours into it.
Okay.
So now I play another week. What am I then now? 15 to 20 hours into it. I gotta play another week. 3 weeks in, I might finally unlock Dondoko Island.
Again, he could just do the story missions. Because the side missions he could do whenever. I don't think they're limited. It's not like, oh, you have to do this in this chapter only.
Fucking weeks in.
Whatever.
I hate to say it, but this stuff, man, this is stressful to me. I'm gonna open up to you guys a little bit right now. All right.
Stressful.
This is fucking stressful to me, because
again, what's the rush? This dude goes on saying, "Well, we want to do stuff with Cat. I wanted it to be special." So we're already gonna be waiting theoretically for anything, right? But now we want to rush to the island to get it so we can just start doing Cat sessions immediately. And a lot of people can look at it cynically and say, "Oh, he's doing it to milk his wife," but I don't think it's gonna get him any money because the Q&A didn't get him a lot either. The first one did because again he larped as if it was gonna be some meaningful stream. I don't think the second Q&A did much. If anything, it maybe got him $100, but I don't think it did as good as the first one. So I don't think it's the money. I just don't think it. I think what it is either he doesn't want to go through the trouble of reading the tutorial, and he wants Cat to guide him. He wants to have a human guide next to him.
I have to figure out what works and what doesn't on my streams. I have to balance gameplay so that there's variety and it's not too much of the same thing over and over. I have to make sure that
he says he wants variety, but just keep that in mind. If I have time for this other video.
That are going to come by different times and watch, and people who are going to be engaged with the content I put out and support it. I need to make sure all of that is happening. Okay? And by the way, thank you. Quite a few people right here have already contributed, and as you know, I do.
Okay, let's skip ahead.
Basically,
basically,
just looking at this business and streams and my schedule and everything, this is tough. Because I got to figure out what goes where, right? Right now, I'm in the midst of a Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough that every time I play the game, people show up and engage and support it. So people want Baldur's Gate 3 to continue. And I told you guys, this particular week, there's not going to be a lot of Baldur's Gate 3.
Why does he try doing Baldur's Gate at night? See how support is then. Then he could do Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth on daytime, then he could just do Baldur's Gate at night to balance it out. He's asking the same amount of money. He has 50. Theoretically, he saes he wants $50 a stream, which keep in mind, when he got $50 for that one Yakuza stream, he said, well, that was during the podcast. But dude, you said you want $50 a stream. That's so you did the podcast and the gameplay in one stream. That's a stream, stupid. But anyways, uh he says he's a variety streamer and all this stuff, but wouldn't it be variety to kind of mix in Baldur's Gate 3 and Infinite Wealth and all this other kind of stuff? He's asking for the same amount of money for both streams. And he's saying, well, I can't have I can't have a game get $50 on the day stream and have the night stream be more successful or whatever the fuck. But it's like you're asking for $50 a stream. So what is it?
Because I need to focus on the releases, but that it would come back into the stream schedule major way next week, and we would figure that out, right? So we've already got another RPG vying.
So he said he was going to add Baldur's Gate 3 back into the schedule. And another video, he said, oh, I guess I have to add Baldur's Gate 3. It sucks, man. He literally said it sucks, man. And all this stuff. But he said he's going to do it because people want it. And he loves giving people what they want. But then says, I can't believe I'm giving them what they want.
For stream time that people want to see. Right? And then you bring in this one. It's just rough, man. It's like, what do we do? How do we juggle? How do we make this work?
It's really all this is. I just want everyone to keep in mind. All he's really complaining about is he wants what he's doing to work and all this stuff, and when it doesn't, he's confused as fuck because he wants everything to work the way he wants it to.
Immediately people would just say, well then, just put Like a Dragon at night. Just have Like a Dragon be night streams. I'm okay with that. If we did it, let's say we did it 3 times a week. So it's 6 hours of gameplay a week. Well, it's going to take us 2-3 months to beat it, but I'm okay with that. All right, I understand. We just played a Like a Dragon guiding game back in December, January that took a long time to get through, and I totally get it. I understand. But at the same time, if we do that, think about this way. If we only do 6 hours a week of Yakuza Like a Dragon, it could take over a month before I unlock Dondoko Island. Like this was something exciting this year. I was like, oh
my God.
My wife's coming back to streams. This is exciting, man. I can't wait to do stuff with her. And now the stuff we wanted to do, it seems like it's just screwed up.
Look at this. The stuff they wanted to do is screwed up. The Q&A he liked, but it's finite because Kat's a boring person. And this mode has to be unlocked. Dude. She doesn't play any other game. And then he hits us with, I hope he says it in coming up, but he says like, she's very picky in the games that she wants to play. Dude, you're playing with your husband. Why not just try it with your husband? Maybe the experience is going to be fun. Like, it says a lot to me, in my opinion, that she doesn't even want to try to be in the same room with him. Like, it has to be specific games that she wants to play for her to be in there. Like, just think about that. Which, again, as I said, I don't think it was the troll's fault that Kat didn't want to be in the streams after 2018. I don't think it was anyone's fault. I just think she was bored and she was like, I don't want to be involved in your streams anymore. And that was it. And he just couldn't accept that. So either she lied or she just said, I just don't want to be a part of it. And DSP had to cope with that and said it must be the trolls. Because again, if she was having fun and if she was talking to Phil, maybe she would enjoy being there. But again, you watched the Halloween stream. She was left alone to be at the mercy of the chat. And he was just kind of not giving her the controller, not talking to her. Like, it was really rough. And, I'll be somewhat fair and say it's probably not out of any mean thing or whatever. He probably just doesn't know how to talk to people because DSP is a dummy. But again, he made no effort.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that when it unlocks, it won't be fun to do, but if we have to wait a month to do it, number one, how many people are going to care? I'm concerned. I'm concerned that it takes so long to unlock this mode that by the time that we finally do streams of it, no one's going to care, right?
But are they going to watch for the game or for you and Kat playing the game? Like he hypes this up as you get to see me and Cat play together, as if that's a selling point, and then says, "Well, I don't know if you guys are gonna care about the game." Okay.
I just think that that's really it bums me out that this is how they've done it. 5 hours of slow cutscenes to start the game, 22 hours of gameplay to unlock the fun minigame I want to play with my wife. It's just like everything annoying.
Why does he play
about
Mario
this game
Party
right
with his
now.
wife?
The fun part is, I know it's good. My wife is in Hawaii right now in the game, and she's loving it. She's like, once you get to Hawaii in the game, it gets better, and there's side stories everywhere, and the combat's better, and it's cool because in Hawaii everything's based on USD, American dollars.
USD,
you know, cuisines and everything. It's
oh
so
my god,
fun.
that's so
But you
lame.
gotta,
What a lame like. You go to Hawaii, dude. You get like cool enemy options. Like there's enemies with like crowns on their heads. I think if you beat them, they unlock special parts of the map or whatever. There's different levels of enemies and all this stuff. And Cat's selling point is that it has American dollars and food. I hate these people so fucking much. Mostly DSP, because I kind of feel like DSP hypnotized Cat into loving food, because I don't remember her loving food this hard in in the other Q&As and the old and in 2018 or anything. But suddenly she's all about food. Suddenly. DSP does something to people, man.
It's like, what if it takes me 3 fucking weeks to get there? Right? So, I gotta call out.
And you know what's so funny? This dude cries about how people feel entitlement and all this stuff. And what is this? Entitlement.
Game devs. I hate to say it, but it does seem to me like modern game devs seem to live in a bubble, right? Back in the day when there was only 2 RPGs a year, that was one thing. But when you have all this competition vying for your time, right? You need to have games hit that stride early on, hook you, get you interested, get you excited for what you're doing. Excited. And I hate to say it, these modern RPGs don't do a good job of that, in my opinion. They dilly-dally and they beat around the bush. I don't have 20 hours to play before I don't know.
I really did not even feel that. When I first played Infinite Wealth, I was like I was hooked immediately. I was like into it. Come on.
I mean, I've been talking about this for years, by the way. This isn't just a new thing. Remember when we were talking about Dying Light 2? Dying Light 2, you have to play for over 15 hours to even get to the city, which is where the real game takes place, and to get an ability to hover around. That's literally the main kind of travel.
Oh, it gave me a promise he'd return to. Then he never returned to.
Play the real game? Are you fucking crazy? That's why Dying Light 2 died
so
fast.
And then again, yet again, he says this, but he praised Days Gone. And so you just gotta stick with it, man. It's a good game. It just has a bad beginning, man. It's a good game, man. Pretty good.
Liked it. People got so tired of it because the intro sucked, And so, I mean, like, it's not just today. This is like 2-3 years. It's been
but I guess that proves his point. People making but whatever.
These giant, lengthy games don't pace them well. And because of that, you end up with such a slow intro. As a streamer like me, it's hard to retain any kind of interest and get people hooked. Imagine if this game had a great action-packed intro. A lot more people would have seen that on launch day on Friday when they were here and said, "Oh, this is interesting. I want to stick around." And I'll
man, maybe you're not interesting.
Sat here and watched cutscenes with me for 3 hours. It's like, wow, I want to go back to sleep. So how am I supposed to make that entertaining? And then if I talk over the cutscenes, oh, well, that you interrupted the story, you screwed it up. If I don't, oh, why are we doing this? This is boring. It's just you're watching a movie. Why are we on the stream?
Oh
so
my god!
Either way,
dude, your whole stream is dictated by how others feel, and it's like it shows, and it's sad.
The way that these games are made today, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? Sound good?
So, this is rough, all right? I don't just play one game at a time. If I was just playing one game at a time, and if all my gaming hours this week were dedicated to just Like a Dragon, think about this. That'd be at least 30 to 35 hours I'd be playing Like a Dragon this week. Then probably wouldn't be a concern. We already would unlock Dondoko Island. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
We would have played it 5 to 6 hours Friday, 5 to 6 hours yesterday. By today, we probably would have been a big chunk into Hawaii, and then probably tomorrow we would have unlocked Dondoko Island. How many people could sit around and play video games for at least 6 hours a day? Not many.
You
You see my
stream.
point?
Whatever. Okay.
And again, this is me, the guy who does this for a living, can't play that much of the same game in a day. So now imagine a normal person, right? So anyway, you see the point I'm making.
Oh my god,
we need to figure this
man.
out. Because right now I'm in a situation where...
Like, people get backlogged on games, like normal people, but DSP doesn't get backlogged. And he acts as if he does.
I know people are interested in Tekken. I'm interested in Tekken. I can't wait to play more Tekken. We're going to be doing it tonight. I'm going to tell you the schedule.
It is so funny. This dude has complained how much he's playing too many games and he's going to like cut down, and he never really cuts down in a meaningful way.
In a second. And that's cool. I know people want Baldur's Gate 3. All right, and they want it back. This week we're purposefully not playing it till the very end of this streaming week, and then next week it's going to come back into the mix as a major game again, right? Streams for weeks. But then I'll unlock Dondoko Island earlier, and I can do co-op streams with my wife. But if I don't do that, and Like a Dragon just becomes a night stream game, we potentially could have it end up being, excuse me,
why not do something else?
Very slow.
Like, it's so like weirdly lame.
Weeks to a month before we even unlock Dondoko
He can't do
Island,
anything else with his wife.
By the time that we unlock it, if I play it with my wife, no one will care because the game's already dead. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
This game when you get to Hawaii. I'm looking, I was like, attendance is going down. I think again it's because we just played a Like a Dragon game.
I'm just gonna skip ahead a little bit.
There's not that much else going on. You got a Suicide Squad game that all reports are the game is atrocious.
Okay.
Suicide Squad is fucking obnoxious.
Okay.
It's like, what do you enough with this shit. So
I wonder if you're gonna suddenly white knight that game.
I think that would be a game I'd buy it. We'd play it twice. It'd be so fucking bored because it's just running, shooting, boredom. It's gonna be a waste of
fucking time.
Copyright risk with Atlas because they're such assholes and they give you strikes for no good fucking reason. And number two, because I've already played it, right? Game. Right.
Okay, this is Persona 3. I don't care about that. Let's move on.
Snort.
Kogan. Drip.
Snort.
I got the drip. Go. We'll see how it goes tonight here in
Wait,
Ranked.
how long is this video?
Now, for those who are here tonight, first of all, over 200 of you in climbing, thanks for being here. Please support fighting games. What I mean by that is, when I played Tekken 6, excuse me, when I played Street Fighter 6, all right, I had people coming out in droves to see me play fighting games again for the first time in ages. And it was well supported. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying maxing out every goal every stream, but, every time that I usually played Street Fighter 6, it did a decent crowd. People doing super chats, memberships, and tips, a good variety of stuff. And I hit a lot of goals, too. Usually, we at least hit, like, a tier 1 goal.
Okay.
I was able to keep Street Fighter 6 consistent.
He complained about tips and support before.
Supported those streams.
He wanted to play for that long. This dude is acting as if it was support that dictated the length. No.
I've been playing this game, and it seems like when I play it online, I get the support. Whenever I'm playing it offline, no. And I'm not surprised at that. All right? When I'm playing the story, the story's okay. Today when I was playing Arcade Quest, trying to learn June, it's not the most fun thing. But at the same time, I need to take that time to learn the character. If I didn't, I would never be able to learn the combos and stuff to play tonight. Like, that was critical that I did that. So,
I mean, just be a normal person and mash. I mash.
In some way.
I'm a masher.
The stream, but please,
mash.
I hope that tonight we're gonna get some support. Why? Well, I played this earlier today, and support
like a
was
true
slow.
fighting game
Yesterday
player.
I played Like a Dragon, and support was like dead slow. And it's like, dude, this is the week I needed to have a good rallying of support to help out with all the fake memberships, and it's actually been a slower week than the entire month of January. I'm not kidding. This has actually been the slowest week for support. What the hell happened?
What the hell happened?
Over $200 on new games. And it apparently isn't panning out. I probably would have done better if I just played Baldur's Gate all week. And that's stupid.
That's stupid.
For over a month.
That's stupid. To play Baldur's Gate 3. Dude, you're a variety streamer. Like, he did a whole week of Tekken and Infinite Wealth, and he's like, I don't want to play Baldur's Gate 3. I don't be the Baldur's Gate 3 streamer. But it's like, you're a variety streamer. Why not have it balance other games?
So please.
Isn't that why you
like
stream
variety,
2 times?
If you like the content, please support it. All right. Fair enough. Please tonight.
It's just so funny to me. This dude says, it's like he's a variety streamer because he can have games balance each other out and all this stuff. He can pair games with all this other stuff. He has the golden goose. He has the money maker, Baldur's Gate 3. He could pair that with the games that don't do very well, so he could have a nice day. Why doesn't he do that?
That you should do is greatly appreciated, and of course, I'm gonna shout it out, but I have to do it between sets. All right. So
But
I'll
you know
do
what?
that.
He'll do it when there's no new releases and it's like a week that he already wants to play Baldur's Gate 3. Then he'll do it and say, "This is why I do it." Because that's what this guy does all the time.
We actually start off tonight with a dollar tip from Slayer, who says a lot about Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Basically, let me go. I'm at chapter 4, and I'm enjoying the game a lot. Did you read my comments I posted on your videos? Yes, I did. I've been enjoying your playthrough a lot. It's a shame support and engagement is low for these streams. I wish I can attend these streams for the game because I would engage in support when I was there. By the way, the girl who introduced you to Aloha is a YouTuber. Yeah, I know. We talked about it like 4 times. People brought it up for the last day. It was funny because literally no one brought it up when I was playing. But then in the video comments and then after the fact, people told me that I guess she's some YouTuber and VTuber. I never heard of her. So,
Never heard of her.
Okay, so thank you, Slayer, for the first contribution of the night with the dollar tip. Okay. And I'm not really going to dilly-dally. I think I'm just going to jump right in because I want to get the most gameplay tonight as I can. And so it makes sense. Capacity, I played Street Fighter 6, but I can only do that if people will.
All right, you know what? We're gonna skip ahead to the pathetic apology DSP did. That was really funny.
Good morning, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Level 1 Podcast. Welcome to my final consecutive streaming day of the week and the final day of the month. Today is Wednesday, January 31st, 2024. I hope I find you all well this morning. I will start off with a statement.
When this dude wants to have an apology and he starts off with this, with a statement. So, like, you want me to not care? I mean, okay. Yeah, he's like, "I'm gonna start with a statement." Like, he says it's like an important thing because a big time apology and all this stuff. He says this, then laughs at the end. Okay, this is why his apologies are so stupid and pathetic and dumb. Like, every time you apologize, it's trash. It's a trash apology. Like, no one should take his apology seriously. Fuck him.
Basically,
Babies apologize more sincerely.
you know, I've been stressed out lately. You know I have been. For many different reasons, some of which are public, some are not. Alright? There's been stuff going on in my life, both here on the streams that you're well aware of, because I've made you well aware of it, as well as stuff going on in my private life, and it stressed me out recently, you know, everything combined at once. It's like we've been talking about recently, when it rains, it pours.
Oh my god.
It's not just, oh, here's a few things that happen over time, so they're easy to handle. No, instead it just has to be everything, all at once. Right thrown in your face, and somehow you're supposed to juggle all of it and deal with all of it all at the same time, right? And honestly, you know,
I love this who says this, and it's the same guy that says that life isn't fair. Life isn't fair, guys, okay? Stop saying life it's not fair. It's not, okay? Life isn't fair. Deal with it. Grow up. And then when shit happens, oh my god, guys, you know what? You know what?
like, it's been tough. You know, my life has been tough over the One of the
Oh,
reasons decade, why this month I decided against going forward with the documentary about myself, that's one of the major reasons. Is already I've got so much going on, so much on my plate, that I didn't see how realistically I was going to be able to handle all of that stuff, plus take on.
So stuff was going on for months, and he started talking to Mike Lum for months, supposedly. Come on, think about it.
All of the added burden of trying to properly do this documentary, which, let's be honest, had to have been done properly, because if it wasn't, that was not just going to only, you know, affect me, but you, the viewers, as well.
No, it does affect you.
The
The viewers are already like they don't fucking care.
And basically, we're in a situation where anything that happens on these streams,
Are
can
you guys
affect
having a
anyone in
baby
this
bean?
community, right? So I get that. And I'm
Oh my
learning,
god, these
and
LARPers,
I'm a
man, there's
human
something
who gets
else.
really stressed out sometimes. And so I just want to start off today apologizing for any stress that I may have relayed onto you in the last week. That's on me for being nervous, for being, like I said, at my wits' end for various different reasons. And again, it's
But
not
you
all
know what's funny? He's saying this as if you
stuff that we've talked about on
like
stream.
he's
There's other
mad
stuff.
that he was mad, but he wasn't mad. All these like clips you can find are him just being like, "Guys, I need support, man. Okay, man. Okay, man." Like that's it. That's all that was. The only thought time he was upset was like when he just needlessly ranted at someone. And I'm sorry, like this dude cannot fucking say, "Oh, it's because of stress." You chose oh my god, to just respond to what trolls were saying. Like, dude, like King Be Cruel literally just said, "Oh, it's cringe." Like, you chose to read that and react the way you did. Like, it's one like again, it's not like the dude said, "Oh man, Phil, did Ichiban get gout too?"
Going on as well. In life, for me anyway, the thing that ultimately
And again, this apology means nothing when like, did he unban King Be Cruel? Because he banned him. No. And this apology is like it took him like also think about this. It took him days. It took him all the way to the end of the streaming week to apologize. Like think about that. You snap at a viewer and then you don't apologize not the day after, but all the way until Wednesday to then apologize, and you apologize in a vague way.
makes me feel the worst is when something is going wrong and I have absolutely nothing I can do about it, right? There's one thing if stuff's, happening around you, like, all right, let's take action, right? Let's fix this, let's fix this, let's do this, let's do this, let's adjust on the fly and fix things and make them better. But sometimes in life, and especially as you get older, you will realize this more and more, as is my experience. There are things that are inevitable. There are things
Dude,
that
shit just happens.
are destined to happen that you can't stop. All right?
You can't stop it,
And
man.
when they happen, it sucks. And it's one thing if it's one thing happening, but when you have a series of events that continue over the course of shit, for me, it's been like now about a year and a half. And the stress levels just keep becoming exponentially more and more and more and more. It wears you down, And for a while there, I feel like I was actually doing real good. Like, I feel like over the second half of 2023 and into this new year, like, there was good positivity and momentum. Admittedly, early on last year, there was a lot of stress because of bad decisions that I made. But I feel like I adjusted that. And then with the release of something like Street Fighter 6, which reinvigorated my efforts to want to play games competitively.
But look at this. All that you readjusted was just playing video games, and then played Street Fighter 6, the game he was gonna play anyway.
And getting a new crowd of viewership back, and continuing on with all these different projects and things I've been doing along the year and adjusting. I felt like everything was going smoothly for as much
These nice burps.
as could be done. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
And then, then things all happen at once. And everything explodes and everything hits the fan. And it's like, now what do you do to fix it? Oh, you just can't. There's nothing you can do. Oh,
Nothing you can
great,
do.
Because,
Nothing
it's
you
only
can
my
do.
life. It's not like this is a video game. It's like, oh, shit. I'm playing and things are really going bad this run. That's okay. I'll just respawn with my next life. Oops. Oh, this is real life. There's no
Oh my
respawning of
God.
the next life. Right? You just have to
What
deal
a
with what's going on and
what
somehow
a
make
statement.
it.
Oh man,
that's
I'm
kinda
not
what's been
gonna
going
I'm not
on
gonna make
with
a
me
joke.
recently.
I'm
Some
not
people
gonna
have
make
said
it.
they've come by streams and said, "You seem like you're stressed again. It seems like you're at wit's end and you're angry and you're snapping and
No.
stuff like that." And the truth is,
I mean, it was only reaching a Tekken, and then King Be Cruel that one stream, and he's not really apologizing for that, by the way. Like, who? I mean, honestly, dude, you get mad, right? Like, this dude is so
that
abusive.
I'm in a unique situation where I'm put under a microscope constantly.
Like, imagine if, like, you know what? when people get banned, they should just do that to him. Phil, I'm sorry. Like, look, Phil, I was really stressed out. Stuff is going on in my life that was beyond my control, and I was just really stressed, man. So can I be let back in? Can you unban me?
And unfortunately, I'm not allowed to say and do things that other people can do.
Oh my
right?
god.
Like any other person.
Look at this. I want to apologize. Act as if like that he knew what he did was out of line or whatever the fuck. But then he doubles down on it.
To make an observation about something.
Because again, if you're apologizing for how you acted, you at least would understand why, right? Correct? But when you do shit like this, it shows that you're apologizing for an action you don't think you did wrong. That it's wrong. You think what you did was fine, but you're not apologizing. So like, why are you apologizing then? Oh, so you can say, "See, I apologize, guys. See how cool I am? I apologize." Fuck off.
And be like, hey, that's kind of like me. I see myself in that. That's pretty crazy. It's like fourth wall breaking. I'm playing a game and I see a connection to my real
But
life.
again, yeah, you could say that, Phil. That doesn't mean people will not say it's cringe. Again, I'm sure the other people that say it probably have people in their chat saying, "This is pretty cringe, not gonna lie." And they probably just move on with their life. With their life. They move on.
Right. And most people can say that and that's fine. But if I say that, you have 20,000 jackasses who then spin it into something like, oh, he's egotistical, he's this, he's that. What are you talking about?
It's he kind of is making it egotistical more and more if you think about it. Because again, if he was just being genuine, saying, "Oh yeah, this is like me, man. I get it," then okay, fine. And people were like, "This is cringe," and he could just move on. But the fact he got so offended by people just saying it's cringe kind of makes it an ego thing.
It's a simple factual observation that any human should be able to make, but I'm not allowed to make it.
But it's egotistical for other reasons. It's not egotistical for the statement. It's more egotistical that he thinks that no one can criticize what he says or say it's cringe. So that's pretty egotistical. So there you go.
Because I'm the devil.
Checkmate.
Right? I'm the villain. So I can't just do normal stuff. I'm not allowed, right?
Again, if he wasn't allowed, he wouldn't be able to stream if that was the case. But he's able to stream. He's able to say what he wants. But again, that doesn't mean like this dude, man.
You know, just like everyone else who says dumb stuff like, oh, the reason why you're so stressed out is because you put all of the effort of your business on the fact that it's a crowdfunded business.
Yeah. Listen to this.
Stuff like,
it's dumb, guys.
Oh, the reason why you're so stressed out is because you put all of the effort of your business on the fact that it's a crowdfunded business.
Yeah. DSP, there's multiple clips of you saying, "I need support. Come on, guys, support the streams." Because that's the only way these people can give you money.
Right?
Right?
And if you diversified out and you did more than just crowdfunding and you found sponsorships and things like that, you'd be fine. Which is completely false.
He did sponsorships though. He did, and he said, and you know what's really funny that he's refuting this is that he also said, "Oh, I would probably be fine if I did sponsorships. If I did sponsorships, I'd be fine, man. But I don't want to do that because I'm a real man. I'm a real gamer."
I can't get sponsorships because of these people.
Oh, dude, he did the meme. For weeks and weeks and weeks, he was like, "Oh, dude, I turned down sponsorships. I turned them down." Today, Wednesday, he decides, "I can get sponsorships. The trolls ruin him." Man, I was starting to doubt myself. I was like, man, he hasn't said it yet. Why hasn't he said it's the troll's fault yet? Why hasn't he said it yet? This is ample victim segment time. But no, he waited until he had a victim apology segment to then say the trolls remove sponsorships from him. DSP, which is it? You can't get them, or you don't want them. He has said they're evil and stupid, but now he says that I can't get them because of the trolls. I guarantee you Friday, February 2nd, my birthday, DSP is gonna fucking say, guys, I could get sponsorships, but I said no.
Ruin everything for me. There's a reason why I'm not in the Twitch partner program, and it's not me. Okay? There's a reason why Teespring dropped me from their merch store after having me in there for over 5 years and setting me up themselves, knowing well who I was. Okay? I don't have...
You know what? He says this, like, oh, the sponsorships knew who I was and they did it anyway, blah, 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 blah. Kat married you, moved across the country to be with you. So shouldn't she also know that you have trolls? So is she also stupid? It sounds like he's victim blaming these companies, man.
Get the opportunities everybody else does because I'm in a unique situation. I think Mike Klum actually said it best, all right? He literally said to me, in my early research about you, to figure out who you were and everything, as I started to look deeper into things, I realized that you have likely one of the biggest troll communities on the internet. Bigger than other people who he's dealt with. Much bigger.
Who's the other person he dealt with? He dealt with Boogie.
It's hilarious because you see some of the other stories and things. It's like, oh,
I kind of don't take that seriously that Mike Klum said that, and even if he did, that's kind of a stupid point because again, everyone has detractors, man. But this, whatever.
What was me? Yeah, but you don't even have half the fucking hardships, you know, of other people.
Oh my god, this dude,
you, right? So
how do you know?
With me, all right. There's just so much going on. There's really no ways to fix the problems that are happening. And what ends up happening is that all that gets pent up inside of me, and it affects me in a bad way. And then I go back to my old ways, and I do...
But, like, if you know that you go back to your old ways and this is such a problem... Again, he's done this multiple times. Why hasn't he found other ways to release the anger that doesn't involve releasing it onto your fucking audience? Again, this is why people have hobbies and do other stuff in their spare time, because maybe it helps them like zen and chill out and shit. But what does he do after he streams? He sits on the couch, plays mobile games, watch other YouTubers and makes fun of them. Like, he looks at Jasper like maybe he needs to find something else to do. Maybe that's the problem.
Things that are stupid, and I bother you guys with things every stream that I shouldn't bother you with, and it is what it is, right? So,
like, you know, maybe he should talk to this with his wife. You know, like maybe he just needs a therapist.
There's not much you can do about that besides recover from it and learn from it and try to regroup and try.
How many times are you gonna learn, stupid? You've done this multiple times.
Not to make the same mistakes for the 27th time, right? So, today...
This is really childish. This is really a child that got in trouble, and then for the same shit he got in trouble before, and then he goes up to the teacher and says, teacher, I've learned I'm gonna behave myself. And then he's back in timeout again.
It's gonna be a chill day, alright? Today is going to be a completely chill day, alright? It's just gonna be me relaxing with you guys, enjoying some laid-back games. Not even a fighting game, which is a good thing. You know, I like Tekken a lot. Right now, I think it's a superb fighting game, and I'm having a ton of fun learning the game and getting better at it. But it's a stressful game. When you're playing a fighting game like that, that's like adrenaline pumping, nerves on edge, and you need your nerves on edge. That's the thing. You need to be able to react and do things.
Oh my god, dude. You don't need to be this stupid about... Like, dude, he acts as if like you need to be on adrenaline, and you need to be like on edge and all this stuff. You don't need to do that for fighting games. Like, yeah, you get carried away sometimes, but that's what it is. Sometimes, like, when I go on losing streaks, I kind of try to exercise the idea of like, I'm just gonna lose. I'm just gonna try to not get mad. I'm gonna try to not yell. I'm gonna try this, and it works sometimes. Like I've gotten better at it, but it's like, you know, but I'm putting the effort. I'm putting the action towards it. What's DSP been doing, right?
So, and by the way, I don't know why Neckbeard Reviews is typing paragraphs in the chat. There's no way I can read them. I'm doing a show. You gotta love it. People are like just typing their heart out in the chat. Like, you see I'm talking to the camera, right? Like, I can't read what you're saying.
And again, he doesn't need to respond. He says this, but he could just not respond to it. Okay. Anyway. Maybe he's stressed out. And he just wants to take it out on Neckbeard.
So, I apologize for any stress that I caused this week. Please know that it wasn't intentional. It was because of all the other things going on in my life at this point. And it sucks that
it happened again.
Things are just happening all at once. It's a perfect storm of crap, and I gotta deal with it, and I gotta get through it. And the thing is, I know I'll get through it. I have been through this kind of stuff before. I've gotten through it before. It's not the end of the world. At the same time, it's just incredibly stressful that this is the millionth time that stuff happens that's not in my control, and again, I'm powerless to do anything about it. And that's what drives me nuts the most, because as much as I would like to say, I know what I'll do, I'll adjust all my content and I'll try to make it better per feedback, which I've done. New thumbnails, new titling.
Remember suggestion box? Every podcast he has nothing to talk about, he doesn't do suggestion box. And then he says, well, I don't do suggestion box because I have a lot to say in the podcast usually. But then he goes back to just waddling in his little chair and stare at chat like a corpse.
System for my videos, right? Bringing back content that's been lost from the internet for years and making a whole channel to make that presentable to you in a modern format, which you've wanted.
But
right?
This isn't stuff you're doing. You're having someone else do the work. Well, I mean, I'm being very generous. That's doing a lot of heavy lifting. But they're running AI on your fucking videos and then sending them back to you, and then you can upload them again. Like, that's what you're doing?
Keeping shows alive that very well could have died because of trolling activity, but still able to keep them alive because of the help of you guys and on-the-fly thinking. I'm doing my best to juggle all of this and maintain...
And again, all this stuff, like even the membership stuff, OP Boone came up with a solution. What DSP's solution was to cancel memberships and re-add tiers. But OP Boone was like, no, keep the tiers the same, just add a new tier. There you go. So now the cheapest one is like $4.99, even though he said he was gonna make it $2.99 or whatever the fuck. So he kind of like screwed over, normies, man.
It's a lot on my plate because it's not just that. If that was just what I was doing in my life right now, if that was it, that would be enough. But the fact that outside of this office, I've got a private life and I've got other things going on that you guys are not aware of at all, multiple other things happening that I'm juggling there, and it's incredibly stressful,
Life isn't fair.
And it sucks. So it is what it is. I got to get through it. And I want to, again, let you know that if I'm on a stream and I seem overly stressed, right? It's probably a combination of a million factors. It's not just what's going on in that moment, right? But you have to understand
that moment.
Sadly, there's just people out there that are out to get me for no good reason.
People are out to get me.
It's not because I've hurt them. It's not because I've done heinous acts on the internet. It's because
the
internet has attached their stem cell.
This is so lame.
There's just people out there that are out to get me for no good reason. Like, it's not because I've hurt them. It's not because I've done heinous acts on the internet. It's because the internet has attached their stem cells to my ass as a giant pulse.
He probably gets off to this. He's like, yeah, they're on my ass, man.
Infected hemorrhoid. And it's about to burst. And they just stay there and it won't.
He keeps comparing us to, like, fucking hemorrhoids, man. Like, dude, do you have hemorrhoids?
Go away because they found that they get pleasure or money or popularity by literally hurting me.
How am I hurting him? I didn't take any money from him. I didn't, like, do anything.
And so I have to deal with that on a daily basis. Imagine that.
What? Okay, you know what? What's he dealing with? What am I doing that he's dealing with?
That there's a group of people out there that are all anonymous, but they can get away with just twisting the knife further into you. And
dude, your fucking fans are anonymous. You have fucking anonymous tippers. You have OIC. You have, like, do you know who Monty Mole is? Do you know Beans? Do you know who Beans is? Like, he acts as if, like, the trolls are the only ones who are anonymous. Everyone is. Welcome to the internet. But, like, fucking deal with it. And remember, this dude was on his little show with his wife, being like, "Yeah, who cares what the trolls think? Yeah, the trolls are stupid." And now he's saying that we're hemorrhoids, that we're stabbing him, and we're twisting the knife. Okay.
They get something pleasurable out of it, and you get hurt, and you can't stop them. There's nothing you can do about that.
Nothing you
right?
can do.
It's pretty bad.
Phil, you
There's
have
not
hemorrhoids.
much I can do about it. All right, so it's life, and I want to get better. Meaning,
Oh
I
my
want
god,
to not,
dude. Liza Russell said it's not even edited old videos. It's just some mushed together videos. Liza Russell, he fucking like removed dialogue.
be putting that
Come
towards you
on.
guys. If I can avoid it. So
Well, I think it's
this
like a
simple.
DSP throwback.
You're not gonna hear it, from me. I'm just gonna move forward positively. I'm just going to relax with you guys on streams. We're gonna enjoy games. We're gonna have fun discussions. I'm not gonna be bringing up the stressful bullshit. There's no point, because again, as much as I've tried to affect the situation in some way, none of my efforts have helped.
What has he tried? What has he tried? What did he do? He did a debunk stream on Twitch that really was, people say I did this. Nuh-uh, not true. Okay, next thing they said I did. Not true. Like, okay, so and that didn't work because no one really gave a fuck. The Side Scrollers interview, he tried it. He tried. People listened. He didn't want to give Craig the evidence that he wasn't down from the rafters. So who's to say? Who cares? He then did DSP reacts, and that didn't go anywhere. I mean, what did he
Like
try?
nothing. Literally nothing that I've said, that I've done, that I felt.
Because it's not genuine. No one takes this dude seriously or genuinely because, I mean, again, it's all symbolized by the beginning where he's I have a big announcement to make. And he's like, why does anyone take me seriously? Yeah, why does anyone take him seriously? I don't know.
As hell. So why am I gonna sit here, and why am I gonna be so pent up, angry about it, right? When it's time to basically just let it go and be more reserved, and whatever happens, happens.
That's
Right?
not true.
I think that's the better way.
Again, whatever was stressing him out, he probably knows it's over and he dealt with it, so like it's gonna be smooth sailing, kinda whatever. So he's not gonna talk about it again. But it's gonna take another thing to happen. Then he'll go back and like push the stress back on us. Because again, he only talks about it when it happens.
About it is sometimes in life there's things you cannot control, and you just gotta let go, rather than be so angry about a situation or so try to be control freak about it. Sometimes you just can't fix it. So let it ride and see what happens. In life, generally, in my life, when stuff like this has happened and I just let it go, well, not really just let it go, but over time, things just get better. So I'm just going to let it go and hopefully things get better.
Shocker. Waiting, all his problems are solved by waiting. It's just so funny. Because like the stuff that like that I mean, you know what I mean.
Rather than sit here and harp on shit all day, every day, there's no point. All right? So, I've said my piece. I apologize for being so stressed this last week. To anyone who felt like I wasn't myself or you're offended or something, well,
Again, this is a very like vague, roundabout apology to King Be Cruel. That's not very sincere because again, he doubled down on him being relating to Ichiban when that wasn't even the problem. He just fucking called King Be Cruel a bitch and was just mad at him when he could just have ignored him calling him cringe.
I'm a human and I make mistakes, and I'll continue to make those mistakes,
And he'll continue to now. It's funny, right? He gets so mad when companies make mistakes, right? Like Nintendo, oh, they made a bad console, and they made amiibos, and people, they rewarded the bad business practice. Then they make another console that sucks ass, and then they buy the console again because they enable the bad business. This dude has been doing bad business practices for years and has gotten multiple chances and all this shit. Come on.
all I can do is finally acknowledge when I make said mistakes.
And you know what? Like if Bobby Kotick came out and had this and said the same shit, he would be like, "Oh, Bobby Kotick, he said, oh, he's sorry for assaulting the employees." Yeah, fucking right, man. He didn't even say like anything. He just said, "Oh, I'm sorry for the behavior." He wouldn't give him a chance.
And say I'll move on from focusing on that stuff every
He says he's sorry, but he has a golden parachute. Fucking idiot, man.
single day, right? You guys don't want to come to a stream every day to hear about my income. You guys don't want to come to the stream every day to hear about this problem or that problem with
But
members.
dude, he's gonna talk about his income again and say it's his dream, it's business,
But
man.
you don't
He has
care.
to talk about
You're
it.
just here to have fun with me, right? And to
And
have a good time.
and
with
it's so
whatever
funny he's saying all this on the stream. He was gonna play Baldur's Gate 3, the game that gives him money, the game that's been giving him hat money. It means so little. If he said this during a Yakuza stream, okay, man. But he said this during a stream that gives him money, like a lot of money.
play that I'm doing. And I'm grateful to those who come by every day regardless, right? To hang out with me and have a good time. Like, that's what you're here for, right? As I've said many times over the years, you are here to unplug from your own lives and hopefully have some good time with me and forget about your own stresses, correct?
Correct.
That's really what you're here for, ultimately, right?
Correct.
When you unplug, you don't want to then go to someone's stream and hear about more stressful bullshit. Right?
Right?
So,
Right, correct.
initially,
Yeah, well,
with this whole
you know
thing,
what? Play this when he's bitching about other stuff, right?
I think, of course,
Other
like I said,
income
hindsight
stuff.
is 2020. Initially, what I probably should have done, which I wouldn't have known this because the first time I've gone through something
Oh my
like
god.
this, is just mention the problem, say it exists. If it further affects things, I'll let you know, and here's how we fix it. Then we fix it. So, for example, I fixed the problem when it came to the React channel, right? The
Yeah,
problem-
because the problem was loud and like you could not see it. Like the problem is there, and you see it every
it
day.
was resolved, and we just did a React show on Sunday that went down without a hitch, correct? So rather than focusing on it and talking about it endlessly, that's it. All right, I mentioned it, we fixed it, that's it, move on, right? And that's really what, I should have done, rather than just constantly talking about it, constantly asking for more of this
Dude,
and that. And
no, dude, this is insane. No, it's funny. No one was saying that this was a problem because again, like it's an understandable problem about the fucking React channel. But the thing that was a problem was just how he acted to King Be Cruel. Just the overreaction to being called cringe is ridiculous. And the other stuff is stuff that he's been doing for years, and he's gonna do it again anyway.
everyone,
This is the same shit happened when Morse Critical called him out. He stopped for like a couple months, then he went back to his old ways. So he's gonna keep doing it. Like this means nothing.
all riled up about bullshit, and then people come.
This is like this is what people like. Why DSP positive has been a meme in detractor circles for years. It's the same shit. I'm gonna be more positive this year. This is gonna be the year of DSP positive, and then he's back to his old ways like within a few months.
Here on the streams and getting all frustrated because why is Phil in this mood every day now? Why is Phil stressed out and this and that? You know what I mean? Yeah. So
Yeah.
like I said, today I'm not gonna be talking about any of that stuff. I just want to hang out with you guys.
Again, he's saying this during a stream where he's playing Baldur's Gate 3, the game that's been giving him hat money.
I want things to get back to normal here. All right.
Yes.
And
right?
and more
Correct.
relaxing times. All right, enough of you two idiots. Get the fuck out of the chat.
Enough of you
Seriously,
guys.
idiots
Outta
just gotta
here.
Sit there. Blah, 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 shut up.
Blah,
I'm
blah,
trying to
shut
tell you all
up.
to relax. All right? I just want to relax and have a good time. Oh, let's. All right,
Who-
enough of you two idiots.
Who are
Now
these
what
two
you guys?
idiots?
I want things to get back to normal here. All right? And more relaxing times. All right, enough of you two idiots. Get the fuck out of the
I
chat.
don't know.
Seriously, you two idiots just got to sit there. Blah, 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 shut up.
I don't know who
I'm
they
trying to tell you, I want
are.
to relax. All right? I just
Trying
want
to
to relax and
relax.
have a good time. Oh, let's be in the chat. Let's try to rile Phil up. No, you're not going to do that today. You're
Well,
going. Thanks.
you did get riled
So,
up.
Remember
when you said
that's
you was
it.
just
It's
gonna
funny 'cause
ban?
Normally on a podcast, right? I'd be like, okay, we have all these topics. I came to the podcast today. I don't have anything to talk about. What I want to do is just go through the schedule for the week. I got the drip.
Oh man,
I got the drip.
what a stream, what a video. Thank you for watching. This will be the end of this video. Hope to see you guys in the next one. And maybe I'll see you on a stream, maybe. But I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Time to skedaddle on out of here.